Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a great day today. We're starting shortly. Okay, we're starting now. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Osemeke. Welcome to day 2 of the SNYC Tech Training and Mentorship Program. Yesterday, we had an insightful session with quite an amazing speaker. Like we had two speakers. We had Barrister Fernandez Marcos Obiene, who happens to be the special advisor to the president on justice sector reforms and ICT/digital and innovative technology. Barrister Fernandez actually emphasized the transformative power of technology and the need for young professionals to embrace digital innovation. He who happens to be a software developer, a graphic designer, and also a lawyer. He's currently now the special advisor to the president. His story is that which shows that as young people, we have to actually follow the path. We have to pay the price. We have to go from being where we are to where we want to be. Who would have imagined that someone who is currently the essay to the president is someone who has gone through all the stages of being a tech enthusiast, getting to the top, and now moving to tech. So if you missed that session yesterday, I hope you're present in the meeting because today's session is going to be better. We also had Mr. Joshua, a senior software developer from Germany, who took us through the evolving tech industry landscape, introducing us to diverse tech careers and industry trends. He broke down some in-demand careers in tech and the skills that's needed to drive those careers. Today, we are going to be taking a shift to different other career paths. We'll be talking about blockchain technology, cybersecurity, and cloud computing, which are fields that are driving the future of digital transformation. I know that most of us are very much aware of blockchain from the popular Bitcoin because Nigeria happens to be a very uh, Nigerian youth happens to be very much in love with Bitcoin because it's used for quite a lot of things. And today's session is going to throw more light on how and on the careers that are associated with the Bitcoin, because just like you have the banking sector, we also have the blockchain technology sector, because blockchain and its whole ecosystem is something that has come to stay, and it holds a lot in the future. We are still going to be talking about cybersecurity, how you can move from a cybersecurity enthusiast to becoming a cybersecurity analyst, and also cloud computing. Currently now, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and blockchain are all in-demand tech ecosystem. So we are honored to be having distinguished speakers who are going to be doing justice to these topics. We have Dr. Chibuzor Udokwu, who is a senior AI and blockchain researcher from Austria, who will introduce us to career opportunities in blockchain technology. We also have Dr. Stephen Omowumi, a cybersecurity analyst, who will guide us through career path in cybersecurity and cloud computing. Just get ready to absorb valuable insights because these individuals are individuals who are very renowned in their careers. You could check them out on LinkedIn, you can check them out on Google. These people, their works are out there online. These are people that you pay to actually listen to because these people are quite very at the top of their careers. So, but to officially open today's session, we're also having a guest speaker who happens to be Honorable Tokoni Igoin, the Special Assistant to the President on ICT Development and Digital Innovation. I don't know if he's currently in the meeting now. I don't know if he's currently in the meeting yet. Okay. It's quite an honor to have the honorable here because this is a program that is for the youths. So the special assistant to the president on ICT development is someone who this particular program is currently in his purview. So he will be able to actually give us some guidelines and some insight on the government current endeavors when it comes to tech, because we have a teeming population of youth who have embraced tech. So the government have to also support in one way or the other. So it will be nice to hear the essay to the president on ICT development speak. Like we did yesterday, after the session with the speakers, we are going to be having a Q&A session where you get to ask questions. We are going to be asking probing questions regarding how you can transition from where you are to where you want to be. One thing is for us to have goals, and the second thing is for us to know how to navigate from having those goals to executing the plans that we have towards achieving those goals. And that's where the role of mentorship comes in. So at the end of the two sessions, we are going to be having a Q&A session. So while the speakers are presenting, while the speakers are speaking, I want us to listen cautiously. This is to enable this is to enable us have good questions to ask. This is to enable us craft our probing questions. This is to enable us get the best out of the sections. Then, like we did yesterday, after the training, we are going to be having the mentorship program, where by the mercies of the speakers have promised to partner with us in this mentorship program, which is after this program itself. So the mentorship program is where we are going to get hands-on training. We are going to get guided training by these renowned professionals. So it will be a huge privilege for everyone here, for everyone who is a tech enthusiast who wants to be part of the tech world, who wants to conquer the tech world. Right. Without further ado, I would love to introduce our first speaker, who is Dr. Chibuzor Udokwu. We are supposed to have the honorable essay to the president. I'm not sure he's present now. If he's present, he can speak. Can you all see me? We can use the we
Yes,
can
we
use
can see you. We
Yes,
can
yes,
see
we
you. We
can
can
see
see
you.
you.
Yes,
no
we can see you.
yeah, I feel somehow talking to myself.
No, no, not at all. Not at all.
I thought I was talking to myself, and it's been like 9 minutes. All right. The essay to the president on the ICT is currently not.
Yes, we can see you. We can see you.
All right, all right. So we have our next speaker, our first speaker for today.
I'm here. I'm online now.
Please, please, you guys should mute your microphone.
Mr. Jonathan Uzu. Okay. Please, I'm trying to confirm if the essay to the president on ICT is currently here.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here right now. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. It's just that you're using an iPhone. Good evening, sir. It's quite a privilege for us to have you here with us. I've read your portfolio, and you happen to be someone who has done so much for the nations, who have contributed so much to nation building. So it's quite a privilege for us to have you grace this invitation. So you can have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the convener. And I would want to say a very big thank you to the organizers of this webinar. And I think it's very timely because I'm an advocate for, the advancement of ICT. I would want to let me make the introduction. I am Tokoni Igoin. I'm from Bayelsa State, and I happen to be the special assistant to the president on ICT. I'll give him my line of, operations in the ICT sector. My background is petrochemical engineering. That's what I studied at first, but I saw the need for, advancing and, coming into technology because I know technology is the future. Technology is now, technology is tomorrow. So far, I had to start doing technology, cybersecurity to be precise. After then, I've worked a whole lot because we are workaholics now. We work for politicians as technocrats, right? So far, I actually worked with the Bayelsa State government as the acting director ICT, Bayelsa State Government House campaign, and I was actually the senior special assistant to the governor on ICT before. I was the SSA in the state level before I came here to Abuja to work as the SA to president. Hope you all can hear me very well.
Yes, we can.
Sure, we can hear you, sir.
Okay,
Yes, we
because
can hear you.
I had to just jump into the car so I can meet up.
Yeah, continue. We can hear you.
We can't hear you right now. Seems like your line is breaking.
The line is breaking now. We can't hear you. We stuck here.
Program is, unlocking technology. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we just heard you. You can go on.
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We can hear you. Please go on, sir.
Okay, sorry, please. People are just calling me. I'm trying to even let me put my phone on.
You can go on, sir.
I can go on, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I'll just start by, okay, technology refers to an application, scientifically for practical purposes, popularly for industries of communication, healthcare, automation, and more of. Within the past decade, technology has transformed every part of human life, which we can all attest to. Technology has been like the forefront on in governance, hospitality, agriculture, and which of them you can name it. In today's world, technology is primarily driven by digital innovation, which happens to be my core focus, including computers and the internet, AI, cloud computing, and blockchain. These advancements have created new career opportunities to improve efficiency and enable global connectivity. Right now, with technology, we are now very, very close to everywhere we want to be at every given time. That is the use and the importance of technology. And as one of the technology experts and let me call it influencers in Nigeria, I say it's like technology is the main focus every youth should focus on right now because technology is a global space. It has a very large space for to accommodate every number of persons. Why technology is important? It's enhances efficiency and productivity, making your tasks work very easy, reducing human effort and errors. It drives innovation, encourages problem solving and creation of new products and services, and it creates job opportunity. Just like the way we are trying, my office, we just launched an initiative, which is the Say No to Cybercrime and Yes to a Skill. Why we are saying that is because even the means at which you can get digital job, which are the freelance platform, we've had most of our fraud, most of these people that does internet fraud and all of that go to, porous, those platforms like that, which are the Upwork and all of that. Now, what does those people do? They give an open platform where anybody can go there and get jobs from people that are not even in Nigeria, those that are both in Nigeria and outside the country, right? So now, but that is the reason why we say we want to clearly fight against internet fraud. Now, tech improves connectivity. It enables you see
The course will not just allow him. And he's speaking very
all can
interesting.
all rely on. I Hello, hope you can hear me now.
Sure, we can hear you. Can go on, sir.
Maybe we should be patient for it. Let him just answer that person.
Hope you can hear me now.
We can hear you, sir.
Please, I'm very sorry. These are the challenges we face. A lot of people has been calling me back to back, and I'm even trying to tell them. So sorry about that.
Maybe you can set up on your laptop so people don't call you on the phone when you're making a presentation.
I'm not at home right now. I am in Yenagoa, so I'm not in my house. I actually came to for an event in my governor's office, and I'm just here. So I just had to, jump into the car so I can have this meeting.
Okay, you can go on, sir.
Okay, let me just go on from here. Okay, so key areas we can touch in technology. We have the software development, which creates applications and programs, web app, and all of that. We have the cybersecurity, which protects system and data from cyber threats, data analysis, and artificial intelligence, cloud computing, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, UX, UI design. Okay, now key in, I want to talk about what we have been doing on the cryptocurrency industry. Cryptocurrency, it's a very, very lucrative market where a lot of individuals can venture into and make a lot of money from those platforms. But now what we are now doing, a lot of persons are unregulated, like they are not regulated in Nigeria. So what we are now doing is partnering with the Security and Exchange Commission in Nigeria. We had to set up an incubation where we can follow up people that has companies that does virtual asset changes and all of that. So there are open floors for people trading on cryptocurrency, digital assets, and all of that. So the system, the market is extremely very, very large to accommodate a lot of persons. So now how do you want to get started in technology? Number one is identifying your interest. Choose a field that aligns with your skill and your passion, whatever you love doing, what you feel it's good, because technology has different fields. So you just have to identify which of them you feel is better for you to start up with. Then number two is to learn the basics. Start the fundamentals, which like the foundational knowledge in computing, which is coding and digital tools. These are like you learn the basic. That's the basic, like the startup. Then number two, there are a lot of easy means for you to get technology right now. Technology now, you can sit in your house and get digital courses. Like I have two MSCs on information information sciences, all from my bedroom. Why? Because I could connect using internet. Now I had to get all of that. Then you work on projects, which are you build hands-on experience through personal and freelance projects. Then you join a community. Technology, we have gathered and large communities. We have those that are into marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, cloud computing, software development, and all of that. So technology is constantly evolving, making it an exciting and rewarding field. If you're looking into a tech space, or if you already have it in mind that you want to start coming into technology, you should see it as one of the best decisions you ever want to make. I wouldn't want to say too much because I have 30 minutes and I've gone like, how many minutes do I still have?
5 minutes, sir.
Okay, I have 5 minutes. So I'll just give an open space in case whoever that wants clarity or questions, whichever, can just ask so I can quickly wrap up and answer them.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that. You said quite a lot. You said quite a lot. I wasn't expecting all of this, and your portfolio is quite huge. Having two masters in information technology,
Mhm.
it's not an easy feat. And from the way you sound like a youth as well. So
Yeah.
it's quite inspiring for young people like us to know that even for us, so for some of you that have aspiration to even go into politics, you have to provide value. You see,
Of course.
like you've heard from you now, you have provided value from when you were just in Bayelsa State. It is
Yeah.
your value that you produce in Bayelsa State that took you to the federal government. So
Yeah.
it's inspiring. This is inspiring for every young person that is here that where you want to be, you have to start from where you are. You have to provide value in the little fora you are. You have to provide value. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so
Yep.
much. I
You're
don't know if
welcome.
I don't know if anybody has a question. He is like the representative of the current government of Nigeria. He says there are a lot of initiatives that they are carrying out now. If you have any question you want to ask him, you can drop it on the chat. I'm going to read it out. And since he's still here with us, he can answer the question. You can drop it on the chat. You want to ask about
Can we ask
um,
verbally?
everybody cannot speak. We have about 50, almost 50 people here. It's better that people write it so that I read it out just to be able to coordinate the place. So if you have any questions regarding first of all, I have my own personal question. Let me ask, sir, what is the government currently doing when it comes to giving out for incentivizing the youth to go into tech? Because it's not enough to tell people to go into tech. We know that there are a lot of roadblocks, there are a lot of inconveniences on the path for going to tech, because looking at the current economic situation of the country, are there programs where that are subsidized? Are there programs that because I know of a program back then, NIIT or something like that. I know of programs that existed back then. I don't know if those such programs exist now. Programs that people can enroll in and get trained without paying huge money like that. Is there anything like that from the government?
Yes, yeah. Now we now have the youth dashboard under the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, where you can register on the youth dashboard. Then you will have opportunity to learn these skills freely. Where we still have the ongoing program, the 3MMT initiative, where they are training. We are trying to develop 3 million digital skill set and job creation. That one too, it's ongoing, which is now, somebody just made a comment of 3MMT program is powered by the federal government, but we are not getting real value because the program is being rushed for purpose of certification only. Now, I would want to answer to what this person just said now about 3MTT program. 3MTT program is an initiative of the government that is being, downlined into tech hubs. So now, if you experience any of this kind of, issues, you bring it up to the chat board where we can carry out our investigations and see that trainings are not being harnessed very well. Like me, my own effort that I put whenever I am in whichever state, I try as much as I can to visit those tech ops that are doing this 3MMT program. That's for one. That's to answer this person that just made his comments. Then I still saw somebody asked a question of has the ban on cryptocurrency been lifted in Nigeria? Now let me answer to that. Cryptocurrency was banned in Nigeria 2021, but in this President Tinubu administration, we gave reasons why cryptocurrency should be harnessed, cryptocurrency should be bettered, cryptocurrency should be worked on. So that is the reason why we started doing incubation for some crypto companies to get license, whereas we are stopping some of other of them. I will notice that some of you saw when we were starting about this cryptocurrency fight, I even went as far as inviting most of these cryptocurrency companies, which they refused to come. I had to, go through the law. If you notice, there is a big crypto company, I think the Billard Groups. My office was able to, get him to book, right? Getting him to book and getting him to go through the process of licensing, which is documentation process from the Security and Exchange Commission, which now we started giving license to some individuals. Right now, we have 5 companies that has been given license. You can go through the SEC platforms that you can get most of all this information about cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency automatically right now is not banned in Nigeria. So hope I have answered your questions, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you for all that you have done. We will be able to liaise with you regarding moving forward because this program will move into a mentorship. So we would also like to collaborate with you regarding the initiatives that you have listed so far, so that we can encourage the members of the mentorship program to also be part of those initiatives. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
You're
much, sir.
welcome. Please, I'll beg to take my leave so I can
All right.
actually attend to other stuff. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. That was a powerful session by the essay to the president on ICT. Moving forward, we have our next speaker, who is someone we are still in line with cryptocurrency, blockchain, and all that. We have Dr. Chibuzor Udokwu. Dr. Chibuzor Udokwu is a distinguished researcher and a technologist with robust record of academic excellence and technical innovation. His career spans a diverse range of research endeavors and applied projects. Notably, Dr. Udokwu has spearheaded the development of complex blockchain solutions using distributed ledger technologies to build secure, transparent, and scalable decentralized systems for organizations. In parallel, his work in machine learning has led to the design and implementation of sophisticated algorithms that drive predictive analytics and intelligent automation across various domains. Dr. Udoku's commitment to innovation is matched only by his passion for mentorship. He actively engages with emerging talent, providing guidance and aspiration to Nigerian youth looking to excel in technology and research. His dual expertise in theoretical research and applied technology serve as a beacon for aspiring professionals eager to navigate and excel in rapidly evolving tech landscape. Uh, Dr. Udoku, it's a privilege to have you here. Please, you can take the floor. Good evening, sir.
Okay. Hello everyone.
Hello, sir.
So I don't know if you can see me, but it's all fine. I'll also remove the video because my baby will distract me a little bit.
We can
So
see you,
I
sir.
will share my presentation. I have a small presentation prepared, so hopefully you can see it.
All right, sir.
1 second. Okay, so hi everyone. So basically, I'll be talking about blockchain stuffs and the career opportunities and and the blockchain. I will also touch a little bit on the AI, where AI and blockchain can explore some interesting complementary opportunities. Okay, so I work at the Austrian Blockchain Center where we do blockchain applied research, and I've been in the blockchain space in the last 9 years. So basically, I've been in applied research and industry in terms of blockchain related stuff. Okay, so in the first part of my presentation, I will talk about what blockchain is and what blockchain is not. So I think at this point I should be able to use my own words to define blockchain and also explain what blockchain is not without referring to maybe external sources. So I don't know the background of the people here, but the topic will be across different domains. So for both industry and for tech experts and for people who are not technology experts. So I think there is opportunity basically for everyone in the blockchain space. So I define blockchain as a peer-to-peer network or a ledger, a database where people can build applications. So imagine your traditional database, but what makes blockchain different or what makes blockchain special is some properties of the database. So the database is write only, you can't delete from the database, it's transparent to everyone. It's immutable, it's verifiable, and it is trustable. But the main weakness with the blockchain is the scalability issues, and it also have some couple of privacy related issues. But when we talk about blockchain, just imagine a database. It is not a cryptocurrency, it's not a Bitcoin. It's just a database for people to build application in a decentralized manner. Okay, so since I'll be talking from organization perspective, so there's this research from Chai's group in Europe. So they did analysis on what blockchain is, the skills required for blockchain, the opportunities. So some of the interesting findings from this research is about when people talk about the blockchain in the organizations, what are they actually talking about? So most time when you ask someone about the blockchain in organizations, so key thing that will come up is about innovation. So blockchain is about innovation. You also come about a keyword like research. You also come about with keywords like architecture, consultation, and other things. So when people work in blockchain, basically they are building new stuffs. They are building new innovation around the area. Okay, so the blockchain use cases, which is quite a lot beyond the cryptocurrencies. On the left of my slide, you see the industries where people use blockchain and the main use cases where they are. So in ICT, blockchain is already common in ICT and financial services, like in the banks. In the education sector, of course, in the teaching itself. So research, there's a lot of activities in blockchain in terms of researching opportunities and complexities of blockchain technology. So in the public spaces, there also has been a lot of adoption in the public sector for in procurement and some kind of asset tracing services. So the primary use cases of blockchain, they were part of this research I was referring to earlier, talks about asset transfer. So people use blockchain to own assets, to transfer assets to different people without any restrictions. So you can transfer some digital asset from here to someone in London. So certification. So people also use blockchain to build certificates because it's verifiable. So certificates issued upon blockchain cannot be corrupted or manipulated. So in businesses, like in supply chains, you can also use blockchain to improve the efficiency of the supply chain processes by making data available across organizations. So blockchain has also been used for security, data validation, and also the popular digital currency that has to do with Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. So another important use cases of blockchain is this smart contracts, which are the programming language where people build applications on top of blockchain. And also there is new interesting use cases of blockchain for identity. So they call them digital passports. So this kind of passport can be issued for humans, objects, artifacts, and different elements in digital world. Okay, so this is the interesting part. So in this research, 3 main job types were discovered for blockchain. So these are technical work where people want to work, or the job that people like to work on the blockchain. So the first one is the blockchain architects, and the second one is the developers, and then the manager. So one question that is raised about this skill set or this job is, what do you need to do to be able to qualify for this kind of job? So this data on the left you see here is basically when you ask people already working in this sector, what are their backgrounds? So when they start sharing their background, then that's how this skill set comes up. So you don't just wake up and say, okay, I want to learn blockchain, I want to become a programmer. Then after 3 months, you become a blockchain architect or blockchain developer. So it's all about the skills you have built over time. So let's go with the architect first. So blockchain architect is someone that designs blockchain application. So it's a technical job, of course, and it requires a lot of technical background, right? So you design blockchain application, you design the models, you design the technology you want to use to implement it, you design the testing, and basically manage the whole blockchain application deployment. So the developers are the software engineers who actually program the blockchain applications. So these ones are quite popular. Then we have the managers who are usually the project managers that manage a portfolio of blockchain applications in a given industry sector. Please, Stephen, just remind me if I have 10 minutes or 15 minutes, just keep me updated because I can't see my screen.
All right,
So
sir.
on the left,
Just be a little bit audible, more audible, sir.
Okay. So basically on the left, you have the skill set you need. Basic maths is very important. So if you're coming from a maths background, so there's a lot of questions with Nigerians, okay, what do you use maths for? So as you can see, maths is important in the both blockchain technical skills. So in terms of programming language, so we see here C++, Python, and Java. So these are the basic foundational technology or language writing technology that transits to this smart contracts and other programming language you use to build blockchain. So if you want to be a blockchain developer, it means that you should already know at least 2 of these 3 languages. So you don't just jump from your university where you learn theoretical computer science and then want to become a blockchain engineer or blockchain manager. So you have to have some programming skills at the back, like Java, Python, or C++. Also, you have additional skills like cryptocurrency, cryptography. So cryptography is not a cryptocurrency. So cryptography is the mathematics behind, how do I call it now? The mathematics behind the blockchain. So there's a lot of technologies that support the blockchain. So when we talk about the market tree, the consensus stuff, the digital signatures, peer-to-peer signatures, and peer-to-peer networking. So these are all based on foundational mathematics. So without mathematics skill, there's no way you can excel in the blockchain. And also without cryptography, understanding of basic cryptography, encryption mechanisms, you won't excel a lot in blockchain. So there's additional skills like data analysis, smart contract development, which is I think very important. I think is the most important. So basically all the stuff that runs on the blockchains, so we can call them applications. So in the Ethereum network, which is the biggest blockchain network by transaction basis, So we call it smart contract. So before you start writing programming languages in blockchain, you have to learn some important languages for writing smart contracts. One good example is the Solidity. So Solidity is common for the Ethereum network. And also we have the Go language and the TypeScript, which is now common with these other blockchain technologies like Hyperledger stuff. Then other skills that you may need is the infrastructure. So why cloud infrastructure is important is that most times we talk about blockchain as a decentralized network where everybody has their own peers. But these peers, you have to set it up on the cloud, right? So this cloud is basically this Amazon infrastructure. So you have to understand how to set up your own node, how to set up your services on the services that support your blockchain applications on this node and be able to excel. Then scientific computing and user experience is also important for this category of job. So these are technical jobs, but there are also non-technical jobs that people can explore in the blockchain space. So the one of the popular ones these days are the user experience designers. So the challenges with blockchain initially was that it's super technical. People don't understand how to use it. Bitcoin wallet is very difficult to set up. So most times these days, if you build application on blockchain, one of the first things you need is the user experience guys to make the application more usable and onboard more people. So you also need community managers because a lot of blockchain applications are token based. So you want to build a community system and manage a community system for incentivizing people for doing different type of stuff within your community and within the blockchain. So you also have financial analysts. So if you have some background from science field and you have an analyst or you understand the banking system, you can also analyze blockchain applications like the transactions from the Bitcoin, from Ethereum. So you can predict the patterns of the transaction. You can also find exploits when people use this blockchain for malicious things. So these are some important skills that people now hire people these days to find some patterns in the blockchain, to find people who are using blockchain to launder money or people who are using blockchain to steal money. So these are some interesting career jobs. And we also have the technical writer. So like most applications, when you build it, you need to write the technical documentation on how to use them. So the technical writers are not usually technical people, but people who understand technical concepts and can write some paper about it and write some documentation that describes how the system works. Then the legal people. So again, blockchain is not only technical, it also involves the law. So why the legal people is super important again is in certain domains. So where there's a lot of regulatory issues like in America and Europe. So if you build blockchain, there are a lot of compliance issues you will face. So most times after building your application or in the process of building your application, you have to meet with the legal guys or the compliance people to advise you how to get how do you call it now, approval or licenses, right? So for EU, there is a different licenses or compliance you need to set up to be able to run blockchain applications. In America, this is different. So if you're from legal background, you can also do legal aspects of technologies so that you can advise companies how to get these compliance certificate to be able to run their blockchain. So the last but not the least are researchers. So researchers explore use cases of blockchain, the future use cases of blockchain, the implication of blockchain beyond what we usually call this cryptocurrency, which is a little bit more important than the other ones. Okay, so blockchain, blockchain, it's in line with other emerging technologies. So AI is well-known emerging technologies these days. So with blockchain, there are also opportunities where both can help each other. So when I was talking about blockchain, so if you define blockchain, basically it's a write-only database that is replicated across the people that are using it. So basically the main challenge with this kind of setup is the scalability issues, right? So blockchain is usually not scalable. So you can't do a lot within limited resources in terms of times, in terms of payment transaction costs and all those things. So blockchain is a lot limited by scalability. So AI is highly scalable. It's how do you say? So AI is highly scalable, right? So when you combine AI with blockchain, it can address some of the limitations of the blockchain, like scalability issue. So on the AI side, AI is highly like a black box. So when people use AI, they don't know what is the basis or the rules behind the AI decisions. So AI is lack a lot of transparency, but blockchain on the right is trustable. So if you combine this, so blockchain can make AI more transparent and more trustable. So there are a lot of use cases these days where people exploit the use of AI and blockchain to help each other to do some interesting applications. So for people already in AI who are or people who already conversant with machine learning applications, which are also basis of AI. So there's what they call ensemble modeling, where you combine a couple of models, like 3 different or 10 different models together, where they run separately, and then you combine the result later. So in terms of blockchain, we can also do this. We call it federated machine learning. So why this is also becoming important these days is because of regulatory issues. So with this kind of setup, you don't have to move data around. So you can you can train models locally. You can train models in Nigeria, train in America. No data needs to move from Nigeria to America. So there's no compliance issue. But on the consensus level with blockchain, you can combine the results together and have one uniform prediction. So this is like basic ensemble modeling. So there's also these nice use cases they call data marketplaces. So like they say now, data is the new oil. So if you have data, you have money, right? So one of the problems with African setup, or one of the problems with developing countries and disadvantages with AI is there's not a lot of data to train AI, right? So it means that the AI we have at the moment are a lot biased in terms of representing what is in the developing countries like Nigeria, because data is not available. And why data is not available is that these poor countries like Nigeria don't have any system for managing large chunks of data. They don't have infrastructure for collecting this data. They don't have any system for maintaining this data. So basically, AI is fucked up in this country. So it can't do much in this country. So now, how do we solve this kind of problem? So we have these data marketplaces. So it simply means that if you put data in, if you have a system for aggregating a lot of data, you can also sell this data. And to sell this data, you can tokenize it as a token, where people can use this data, buy them from you, give you access to their AI agents or their trained AI models, basically. But the idea is that if we're able to aggregate a lot of data in these developing countries, and if people are able to trade their data, then it means that AI will be more accessible to developing countries, and AI will also produce more better, trustable results from developing countries. If not, AI will be filled with hallucinations and error because of lack of data. So another common example where AI and blockchain combines on top of each other is this AI agents. I think these are quite popular these days. So AI agents is basically when you have an agent, something that runs autonomously. So you don't have any input, just set it is running. So these AI agents can do tasks for you. You can give them some tasks, they run every day as long as you want. But what makes them interesting is that if you set up a very nice AI agent, that's powerful agent that can help someone, that can even become an assistant, right? So these AI agents can run autonomously, but how do they collect payment? So with blockchain, if we have this AI agent running on the blockchain, it means that you can have a system for collecting payments, where this AI agent works as an assistant for someone, then they are paid through blockchain. And also with blockchain, we can also monitor the activities of these AI agents and make sure that there's some kind of, how do you say, responsibility, how these responsibilities are given. So when the AI agent behaves well, it's easy to get payment. And when this AI doesn't behave well, we can be able to trace this AI agent to the people that deploy them. But I think these are very cool use cases where we combine blockchain and AI. So for the other opportunities in terms of what blockchain and AI can do, I think there's a lot of things coming up these days with LLM, like when we try to solve hallucination and LLM with blockchain. So where we have decentralized models of LLM working together and forming consensus before they can predict what is correct and what is not correct. Because the main problem with errors with LLM is that when they hallucinate, it's difficult to know. But if you're able to form consensus within them with other LLMs, with the help of blockchain, you can address some of these limitations.
Hello,
So
sir.
blockchain, like, okay, I think
But
this is the last slide.
no,
Actually.
some of the things you are speaking are quite very advanced for some of the audience. When you talk about AI hallucination and all that, I don't know. But you can go on, sir. You can round up, sir.
Okay, so basically, I know like there's some part of the slide is quite basic stuff where we deal with, okay, what are the jobs for people in terms of blockchain. So now AI and blockchain is a little bit more advanced, but why this is good, why this presentation is good for everybody, that people that want to explore the opportunities for research. So research is something you don't know. So when you get into a topic, you don't know it, but if you know what is cool or what is trending, you can easily find your path. So when somebody asks you, okay, what part of research of blockchain you want to go in? So it could make sense to say, okay, I want to explore blockchain and AI. What are the opportunities? So when we start talking about blockchain and AI, we start talking about correctness of AI agent, data marketplaces, federated learning. So this is a starting point for anyone that wants to go into research. So basically from my own background, so when I started this blockchain research, I wrote a couple of papers, then I found out people liked my papers, and also I wrote more, and then I start having a better understanding of what blockchain is and what blockchain is not. So in the process of this work, I've also interacted or worked with developers. I've also hired a couple of developers from Nigeria, where we build up some interesting use cases of AI. And one thing with these developers that I already like communicated with or work with in Nigeria is that, like I mentioned before, they didn't jump into blockchain like, oh, we have a workshop about blockchain, so tomorrow I want to be a blockchain expert. They are already built up some skills from the background, so it's easy to move into the blockchain space, basically. So if you don't get anything from this meeting, what is important you need to get if you want to get into blockchain is that figure out like this list of important skill set I already mentioned that is good for blockchain. Figure out 2 or 3 of them and then start working in open source projects. So open source projects, you can find them anywhere on the internet. So just Google open source projects, you can contribute on them. So in this way, you can show some history of participation in the blockchain technology space. You can also work for free for other projects. So when you build up experiences, then you can start taking money and charging and building a career out of it. So it's something that you have to explore with patience, but it's a very interesting and challenging sector. That is the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. That is quite, you took us to MIT right now. Took us to MIT or Harvard right now because the slide is so impeccable. And one of the things I noted from this slide is the fact that at least Nigerians can see the importance of mathematics because we always ask this question, what do we even do with maths? We keep looking for X, looking for the Y, the X, and we don't see what we do with it. You could find out that mathematics is the bedrock of blockchain technology and all that. So if we have questions to the speaker, we can ask. So I have my own question. My own question is this. To an average Nigerian youth now who is in the university, who love mathematics, who loves tech, and sees the blockchain industry as a viable industry that he wants to go into because blockchain developers are highly sought after. Like if you are in the crypto space, you know that Solana, Ethereum, other chains, they are looking for people that know how to code, people that knows things about blockchain and stuff like that. They are paid so much. So how can that person start their journey? Let's say I'm in a university now, or I just finished school. I'm looking for the next thing to do. How will that person start? Can you just give us like 2, 3 steps, just in few words, how the person can start at a basic level? Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so to get into blockchain, from the basic level, I think you have to think about it as a community. So usually you have to figure out what you want to do from the slide I already shown. So you have to figure out what you want to do, then find a community and join, right? So when you join the community, the first thing you need to do is try to understand what blockchain is. What are the main things that support blockchain? So if you want to go on the technical level, like this part I was showing you before, so you have to figure out the main concept behind blockchain. Don't jump into trading cryptocurrency, which I think is gambling. So don't jump into trying to make quick money, but try to understand basically, join a community, try to understand the main concept of blockchain. So the main concept of blockchain are these things that make blockchain work. So consensus. So consensus is basically how people agree to say a transaction on the blockchain is correct or is not correct, right? So there's also other mathematical part of the blockchain, like the Merkle tree, where you have to form some kind of hashing mechanism that connects data together in such a way that if you remove one element of the data, the whole of the data will be broken. It won't make any sense. So these are the core things. By the time you start understanding these core things, and take up a sample project to work on. So this sample project is usually some project you want to work on yourself. So you can take a one sample blockchain project, maybe a voting application on an Ethereum network, you can build it yourself, right? So when you start doing this and over 2 or 3 years, you have formed a good experiences by yourself, then you can start looking for opportunities. So opportunities are everywhere. It's on the internet. You start looking for opportunities in America, in Europe. So I've seen a lot of people. I also had a lot of people from Nigeria who come from Nigeria to Europe, so who work on this blockchain technology. Like I said, they didn't jump into blockchain in 6 months and become experts. They have the technical skills for the technical people. They learn the fundamentals of blockchain. They worked on sample project that they like themselves. So with this project, they're able to form experiences that show they are capable of doing some of the tasks that is required from them.
All right. Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you so much. The presentation was so deep and very insightful, especially this slide. This slide gives you it's a matrix and it gives you so much information as to the skills, as to the sectors that relate to blockchain. You could find data analysis, smart contract development, quite a lot of things. And I believe some of these career paths that are here are things that some people are just seeing for the first time today, which is at least you are learning something. You're seeing protocol engineering. I haven't heard that before. So it's something that you can also look into. I believe that there are courses in Udemy and many other learning platforms where one can actually start from learning some of these things. And with time, the person can become very much good, right?
Yeah, exactly. So most of the things you need in the blockchain is already in the YouTube. But like I said, you have to start somewhere, like this protocol engineering. So the more you get into this, like for me, it looks so simple, but when I started, I didn't even know what is consensus. So blockchain itself, you have the protocol. The protocol is the technology that supports the blockchain. So when we talk about one protocol, maybe we are talking about the Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin, why is protocol is it has its own consensus, like a settlement mechanism. The people in the bank, they have a way to settle among each other, right? So the Bitcoin network has their own consensus, that's the transaction settlement mechanism. Ethereum has their own settlement mechanism. Binance, I think they use similar settlement mechanism with Ethereum. But the point is, these foundational stuff at the protocol level. So when you choose one technology to build application on top of it, it becomes blockchain application, it becomes smart contract, right? So when someone asks you, talks about protocol level, they're always talking about the consensus, like the proof of work, the proof of stake, all these kind of nice things they
Thank
talk
you
about.
so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Like we've discussed earlier, it's a mentorship program. So we'll get in touch because the mentorship aspect of this, because all the things you've shared in this 30 minutes or thereabout is quite complex, it's quite advanced, and many persons must have picked interest. So they would need more mentoring and all that. So I guess after the program, we'll communicate about the mentorship aspects. And because with someone like you who is really very advanced in the industry, your knowledge and your guidance would really help a lot of people who aspire to go to any of these career paths. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I'll get in touch.
Thank you for having me, Stephen. If there's any more questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Sure, sure. As the program continues, as the question comes, I will call for your attention. We'll call for your attention. Currently now we have another speaker. We have another speaker who is going to be delving into cybersecurity with us, Dr. Stephen Omowumi. I see the questions that people are asking. We are going to deal with those questions, just that we want to move to the next speaker so that we don't waste much time. These questions, we are going to attend to them at the end of Stephen's session. All right. Today, we are privileged to have Dr. Stephen Omowumi, a highly skilled cybersecurity engineer with over 7 years of experience in the tech space, including almost 5 years specializing in cybersecurity. Stephen began his career as a network engineer, building a strong foundation in Cisco networking, network security, and infrastructure management. His experience later expanded into cybersecurity operations, security engineering and governance, risk and compliance. He holds industry recognizable certifications from Microsoft, including CompTIA Security Plus. He's a lead auditor, showcasing his deep knowledge of risk management, compliance framework, and security best practices. Currently, Dr. Stephen works as a Microsoft security engineer. Stephen focuses on cloud security, vulnerability management, incident response, and security automation, with hands-on experience on securing Microsoft 365, Azure, and enterprise network. Beyond his technical skills, Stephen is passionate about helping organizations enhance their security posture, mitigate cybersecurity risk, and align global security standards. Without any further ado, I welcome you all to this program. Mr. Stephen, I welcome you to this program. Mr. Stephen, it's a privilege to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you have said so much. I didn't expect you to say this much. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Omowumi, just like he stated. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Ekiti State. I'm currently resided in Poland in Europe. And first of all, before I go ahead, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity to, have this short presentation to everyone here. So this evening, we'll be talking about, can you see my screen now?
Sure, we can see your screen, sir.
Okay. So we'll be talking about how to begin a career in cybersecurity, especially in a year like 2025, like we are in right now. And what we are focusing more on is we are focusing on a guide to aspiring professionals in Nigeria and beyond. So without further ado, we will start right now. And to give an introduction, why cybersecurity? Why are we talking about cybersecurity? Definitely before I came on board, I could see that this SSA made mention of being into cybersecurity. And yesterday, also, some people mentioned cybersecurity. Definitely, it's not a new stuff. Definitely, everybody knows what cybersecurity is one way or the other. But to go ahead more and talk about what it is, if we are to give a definition into what cybersecurity is, why cybersecurity is a booming field, rising cyber threats and demand for professionals, global and Nigerian industry growth. To start with, what is cybersecurity in simple terms? Cybersecurity is basically the methods being deployed to provide security, to secure information, to secure networks, to secure, IT infrastructures, and to secure information that is being shared and transmitted in the cyberspace, and preventing unauthorized access to such information. And why do we have rising cyber threats going on in the field. Sorry, just one moment. Trying to move this. Run of this here. Okay. Share this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just one moment. Yeah. So why are we talking about cybersecurity? Cyber threats keep increasing every day, and companies are investing heavily in cybersecurity because more companies are coming up, startups are coming up every day across the world, especially from developed countries. And having an online presence, they all want to secure the information, the data that is being shared about their stakeholders, their customers, their business, what they deal in, and all sort of things. The demand for cybersecurity professionals keeps growing every day, including Nigeria in the concept. And basically, cybersecurity is also a high-paying, impactful field with many career opportunities. Of course, it's the tech space, and it's also a tech career. So definitely, it's high-paying. Now, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, like I stated earlier, that cybersecurity involves protecting systems, networks, and data from cyber threats. It is very crucial for businesses, governments, and individuals, both in the private sector, financial sector, government sector, irrespective of the sector which you find yourself. Cybersecurity is very crucial. And we see that the importance of cybersecurity cannot be overemphasized in today's digital world, because the importance is out there, that even personally, as a person that makes use of tech gadgets, you have to be security inclined. Now, this moves us to talking about the key domains in cybersecurity. I'll expatiate as we go further, but basically we have the network security, the security audits that encompasses the governance, risk and compliance. We have cloud security, we have security operations center, and the rest of them all. So moving on, why choose cybersecurity? Here I've put in bullet points, just 4 points, because due to the time constraints of this presentation, so we focus more on these 4 points. First is high demand and job security. Like I said, breaking into the field of cybersecurity, there are always jobs, there are always opportunities out there, because cybersecurity basically revolves around discovering a problem out there in the tech space and trying to provide solution. And once you make yourself a solution provider, your services will always be needed. So it makes it automatically become competitive and high demand. And according to the Glassdoor statistics from the United States, a cybersecurity professional, launching into the field doesn't get paid less than 90,000 USD in a year. And, because America basically sets the standard compared to UK, Australia, all these countries, all developed countries, yes, they are, in high demand and very competitive salary. The more the skills you have, the more your negotiating power. And opportunities for remote work and global career growth. Yes, cybersecurity is a very interesting type of job that, it provides some kind of flexibility for you to be able to work remotely, because it doesn't require your presence 100%.
Did you have PG?
Sorry. Sorry. Yes, let's try to watch. There is a bit distraction. Okay, to continue. And like I said, opportunities for remote work and global career growth. Being a cybersecurity professional in Nigeria doesn't mean you cannot be employed anywhere across the globe. There are people like, for example, I'm sure some of us are aware about the global talent visa into the United Kingdom, and also some of the other European countries have the nomadic visa and all types of visa, even the United States, that provide visa sponsorship jobs. So being a professional, knowing playing your A game, knowing how to navigate into the field and knowing your skills hands-on, definitely will create opportunities for you out there. And of course, we know it's not a new thing to know that remote work is one of the trending types of jobs in the tech space, and cybersecurity falls within that scope. And also, it provides you with global career growth. The fact that you are taking a training or taking a certification in Nigeria doesn't mean it's not relevant in the United States. In fact, you can get your training irrespective, nobody cares where you get the training from, but the skills and what you can do highly is what is looked out for. And impact on business and national security, like I stated earlier, so many fields, irrespective of either being in the private sector or in the public sector, running business privately or being under the government, parastatal or national security, even in the military, cybersecurity is one of the most sought after professions. Now, going further to talk about career path. Cybersecurity is a very broad field, very, very broad one. And we have different career paths. We have so many information out there. So basically, we have the technical roles. Technical roles, this is where you deal hands-on. This is where you get your hands dirty. This is where you have to, deal with day-to-day, you have to deal with the systems. You have to deal with securing the systems. That's where you talk about threat and vulnerability management, talk about incident response, talk about software security, penetration testing, getting hands-on experience with, operating systems, softwares, and how they work. What are some of the uses of such softwares? So that falls under the technical rules. We have the GRC. And what does the GRC stand for? It stands for governance, risk, and compliance. So we have the security auditor, compliance analyst, risk manager. Mind you, under the technical and GRC rules, there can be so many names given to some of these roles. So sometimes you don't just go online and type cybersecurity jobs. Sometimes you have to take your time to look through the job description, to look at what is requested of the applicant or what is expected of that person. So some of these names of these roles could be coined out in funny manners. And we have the specialized role. Specialized role, more like previously we have cybersecurity. Okay, I want a job in cybersecurity. I want to be a cybersecurity analyst. I want to be a SOC analyst. But now we have the emergence of cloud security. We have AI, we have IoT, and we have most organizations, both small, big and medium organizations, migrating to the cloud, migrating their, infrastructure, migrating their users from on-prem to cloud, which has created more emphasis on cloud security. We also have digital forensics, which talks more about digital forensics and incident response, which talks about investigation and gathering evidences. We also have threat intelligence, which requires gathering information about cyber attackers, about bad hackers out there. So this leads us to, we've been talking about so many skills, talking about so many things, technical things about roles, technical roles, and GRC rules, security audit, and all of that. Now, when we talk about the beginning, going to the easy, from the easy from the beginner to the professional, what are some of the skills required in 2025 to be, a cybersecurity specialist. Now, talking about some of the skills, for example, I would like to break it down a little bit. The domains, I would like to talk about some key domains in cybersecurity before I talk about these skills. We have the network security, we have the application security, information security, cloud security, incident response and digital forensics. We also have what we call identity and access management. And we also have finally the operational security. So when we talk about these 7 domains, what do they actually stand for? Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
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 we
we can
can.
hear. Go on, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure I'm not speaking to myself. Yeah, so talking about network security, this talks about protecting networks from unwanted attacks, from intrusion, from injection, and any kind of technical names given to such attacks. Then we have application security. When you talk about softwares that are being built, making typical example about your banking apps, fintech apps, apps for so many apps. A lot of applications are being launched every day out there. Now, how do we secure these softwares from threats? How do we secure the information of people that are registered on these apps, making use of these apps? How do we prevent them from threats? Talking about information security, the information that is being transmitted from one point to another, from one person to another, the informations that are being secured in different databases across the world. For example, you have a Facebook account, you have an Instagram account, you have a Snapchat, you have whatsoever. This information of yours, when you set up this account, where is it being stored? How is it being managed? Who is actually protecting this information? What are the measures put in place to protect this information? This is talking about the data integrity and privacy. We have cloud security. Like I stated earlier, a lot of organizations, both small, medium, big, government parastatals and agencies, migrating from on-prem technologies, migrating from the use of on-prem servers to cloud. Now, how do they ensure safety of those information in the cloud? Fine, we know we have Azure, we have Google, we have Microsoft, we have Amazon, we have Alibaba, and the rest of them. Is it those people alone that are supposed to provide this protection? Or do you have any role to play as a user or as the owner of those information? We have incident response. This is more or less like managing real-time, working with organizations, managing real-time, attacks, real-time information that are flowing on the internet, and how to prevent unauthorized access. And we also have identity and access management. It's just a big name. If we are to break this down, this just talks about how do you use passwords? Why do you have biometrics introduced? For example, if you look at the trend of standardization of mobile phones over the year or over the past decade, you see that initially phone came with using PIN. Later, it moved to using passwords where you get to use alphabet and numbers. Later, it became alphanumeric. Later, now you have to use your thumbprint. And from your thumbprint, now you have to use your facial recognition systems. Now, looking at the standardization and how it has evolved, what is helping? What is the backbone? What is the brain behind how this security is being run? That is where we talk about the access and identity management. Making use of multi-factor authentication, making use of your hardware token, software token, and also the last one is the operational security, which protects organizational processes. So now from here, we move to the skills. In as much as we need technical skills, we also have to remember that we are humans. And as humans, irrespective of the job, irrespective of the type of tech skill you find yourself, some soft skills are required. And some of these soft skills, well, some people have it maybe because of the way the environment they grew up in, the kind of family they grew up in. But then most of these soft skills, you still have to consciously develop these skills for yourself, because in this age, in this time, most recruiters or most top worldwide organizations don't just employ people based on tech skills. They also want to see your soft skills. Are you a team player? Do you know how to play within a team? Do you know how to lead a team? Do you have any level of emotional intelligence? Are you emotionally intelligent? Do you just talk to people anyhow? Do you, when you get into a room, do you read the emotions? Do you read what is going on there? How critically do you think? Can you think critically? Okay, you have the tech skill, but then apart from the tech skill, how do you apply these skills? That is why nowadays, most of some of these jobs, they bring on what we call scenario-based interviews. They give you they play some kind of scenarios, they give you some kind of scenarios, and ask you what will be your reaction. Sometimes you are given behavioral tests, to take some behavioral tests during the course of the interview to, test your level of emotion, to test your, what do you call it, cognitive and all those things, to test those skills. Communication and documentation. How able are you to communicate technical stuffs to non-technical people? In cybersecurity, anybody coming into the field of cybersecurity, one of the most important skill is communicating technical stuffs or technical terms to non-technical people, because at one point in time in your career, this skill will be tested. So how do you communicate? Are you able to relate with people? Are you able to share the information without, getting people angry? Are you able to tell people how important your job is, or whatever topic it is you are discussing at that particular point in time? And how good are you in documenting? Do you pay attention to details? Do you have the ethical mindset? Then moving forward, talking about the technical skills, at the beginning, you don't just wake up one day and say you want to be a cybersecurity professional. There are some fundamentals that you have to, look into, and there are some fundamentals you have to look into. You don't just wake up and say, tomorrow I want to be a cybersecurity personnel. No, you have to know the fundamentals. It's like building blocks. You don't just wake up one day to say you are erecting a 5-story building or a 10-story building. Of course, you have to have a plan. You have to, know the kind of building materials you're going to need. You have to have estimation costs and all those things. Your homework has to be done. So we have the technical skills, which we have the networking. When we talk of networking, we have the TCP/IP, OSI model. What do we mean by TCP/IP? What do we mean by OSI? When we say networking, what is networking? What is switch? What is router? When you hear some of these technical skills, you should be able to understand. You should be able to okay, this is what they are talking about. When we talk about protocols, what are protocols? So when you have these fundamentals in networking, then you can say, okay, I think I want to advance a little bit. You also have to know Linux as an operating system. When you say operating system, what do we mean by an operating system? We have software, we have applications. What are applications? What is a kernel? What are operating systems? What are types of operating systems? What are the history? How did we come about using laptops today, where we have generations of computers, first gen, second gen, third gen? What are we talking about in second generation? How did social media evolve? What is the future? Now people are talking about quantum computing. What is quantum? What is computing? So you have to, first of all, familiarize yourself with these things. And when you have, believe you me, a solid foundation, going up the ladder becomes easy. Then not in all cases do we require coding. Not in all cases. Like I showed in the previous slide, when we talk about the technical rules, some of the technical rules require you to have coding skills, in Python, when we talk about object-oriented programming languages, it's not that you are going to write a software, you are going to build an app, web application, mobile. No. But when you see a code, you should be able to tell, okay, this is this code. This is a code for maybe authenticating transactions. Okay, I can see the 16 digits of the ATM card. I can see the CVV, requesting for the CVV, requesting for the expiry date. You should be able to, understand the basics of programming, but not for all the roles. When we talk about security audits, it just requires you to know, okay, you find yourself in a team. For example, you're working in a team of cybersecurity experts, and the software developer is saying, oh, I need some time. I'm having some problems with, my code. I'm debugging some codes, and you should be able to understand, okay, what is this guy talking about? From what perspective is this guy coming from? And also, nowadays, it has become empirical to know something about cloud. You should be able to say something about cloud. Okay, I've heard about cloud computing. What is cloud? What is Microsoft Azure? What is AWS? What is Amazon? What is GCP? What is Google Cloud? You should be able to know something, not deeply, but at least what is cloud? What is stored in cloud? What do we access in cloud? Then we talk about SIEM. When we say SIEM, these are some of the tools. We talk about endpoint detection and response tools. These things, as you keep on climbing the learning roadblocks, you get to come across these things. So talking about certifications to get started in the field, this is just few out of many, because cybersecurity, depending on the depending on the area you want to specialize in. We have the CompTIA Security Plus. Before coming up with this, I was able to do a little bit of research to see about, more than 30 to 40 job adverts across LinkedIn, across Indeed, across Glassdoor, and looking out for most common certifications that were requested on most of the job roles, either technical roles, GRC roles, or any of the roles. We have the entry level from the CompTIA side, we have the CompTIA Security Plus, but before the CompTIA Security Plus, we have the CompTIA IT, we have the CompTIA Networking Plus, we have the CompTIA A Plus, and coming from Cisco, this is a vendor certification. Cisco is a big vendor in the tech space. They have the Cyber Ops Associates, we have the ISO. This is talking about cybersecurity standards. We have standards that have been put in place by different countries. We have start talking about standards. We are still going to visit that. This is one of the most famous cybersecurity standard of frameworks. We have the NIST, we have the SOC 2, we have the GDPR, which is General Data Protection Law, which is what bounds data in Europe. But generally, for example, I'll just use one of them. When you talk about GDPR is more like saying, okay, EU or in the European Union, for example, if you are a member or you are a citizen, your data, this talks about how your data is being processed. How long can your data, what are the data that can be taken from you, and for what are those data being taken for? You have to grant permission for them to process that data. It also gives them a general data life cycle of how long your data can be kept, where your data can be kept. These are very interesting things, because some people, quite unfortunately, don't really look into all these things. But then this is what, comes together to form the cyberspace. So we have, for the mid-level, we have the Certified Ethical Hacker. We have the Global Information Assurance Certification, which is the Security Essentials. We have the Certified Cloud Security Professional by the ISC. ISC Square, which is one of the bodies that provides certification and regulates cybersecurity. We also have the CISSP by the ISC Square, and we have the CISM by Isaka. Now, going further, how do you get into cybersecurity? We've been talking about cybersecurity. I think my time is running fast. What are some of the things that are the basics? You have require a degree in the cybersecurity, computer science, engineering, or related field. But then a lot of people come from outside this field. It doesn't necessarily mean, for example, we had the SSA when he was speaking at the beginning of this meeting. He said he had his degree from petrochemical engineering, and he's now in cybersecurity in the tech space. So your degree really at a point doesn't really matter, but it requires you to at least have been through the university, because most of the jobs out there, they will say minimum one of the requirements is a bachelor's degree, even if it is not in any of these roles. But this role actually, for young people coming into the field, this actually positions you in the tech space. Then we also have the self-learning, free and paid resources. We have Coursera, TryHackMe, and we have so many of them, which I'm still going to talk about. We also have boot camps and internships, which talks about entry points into the field. And this talks about some of the tools we should know that are required. These are some of the tools that are being put in the job adverts as basic requirements. This involves for threat monitoring. We have the Splunk, ELK Stack, Microsoft Sentinel. This falls under the SIEM. We have for penetration testing, which is you have to know the Linux operating system, which is Kali. Now the softwares, Metasploit, Bobsuit, and for risk and compliance, like I was talking about the frameworks where I mentioned GDPR. We have the NIST frameworks. We have the ISO 27001. As a cybersecurity specialist, if you're able to talk about knowledge of frameworks, this actually puts you in a very good space. Now, local job opportunities. Okay, I want to work as a cybersecurity specialist. Where are the jobs located? Where do you find these jobs? We have the financial sectors, telecom sectors, government parastatals, not limited to this alone. We also have regulatory frameworks, NITDA guidelines, CBN cybersecurity framework. All these have been put together to protect data of Nigerians, from unauthorized access and usage out there. And what are some of the challenges and opportunities? Security awareness. The fact that somebody is working, or a young guy is working as a gateman or as a cleaner in a multinational company doesn't mean he shouldn't be security aware. So when conducting security awareness training, it boils down to make everyone know that irrespective of your position, if you're not even in the tech space of an organization, you should be security aware about the potential threats of what we are talking about when it comes to cybersecurity. And funding, it's we'll not say it's quite known that yes, it's difficult for funding of cybersecurity training, because some of these boot camps actually cost some fortune, and the skills are shortage. Now, one question I do get from young people coming into the field is always saying that, are there not already existing so many cybersecurity professionals out there? No, there are not enough. In fact, the coming years, the projection keeps telling us that by 5 years to come, there will be so many on-field jobs, on-field, like people, there are no people to, fill these positions, especially when it comes to cybersecurity related jobs. A lot of people out there are asking, is it not too late for me to start? It is not too late. It is not too late at all. In fact, if you are even yet to make up your mind, you can choose to make up your mind now, because there is no how you will have some of the skills that we are projecting and talking about, and you will not find an opportunity out there. The opportunities are endless and they keep coming every day. All you need to do is just position yourself. If you are going to be, maybe for example, you are training to be a SOC analyst. What are some of the skills required of a SOC analyst? You need to have hands-on experience with SIEM tools. What are SIEM tools? What are logs? What is a firewall? What is a network? building yourself on all these things and having the right skills, a time is coming that you're going to see an opportunity that will align with all these skills you have been putting together. Sorry, someone is talking.
We have a few minutes left, Miss.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm almost done. So now, how do you gain experience? Apart from boot camps and the rest of them, you can have what we call home labs. Cybersecurity is a very interesting kind of job or a kind of role or a kind of domain that, you can begin to build yourself from your home. Or once you have a laptop, a good laptop that can, help you get these skills, you are able to deploy virtual machines. We have platforms like TryHackMe, we have Let's Defend, we have TCM Security, we have Cybrary, we have Hack the Box. TryHackMe provides a platform where you can even learn pre-security, like the fundamentals. Before you even get to the fundamentals, what are the basics you should even know as not someone coming into IT newly? Same as Let's Defend. You have access to, learn about cloud. You even have role-based trainings. You have skill-based trainings also on these platforms. You also have open source contributions, like using the open source, talking about GitHub, talking about the OWASP. It helps you to build visibility and skills. It helps with career growth. And talking about GitHub, you can have security labs, you can have OWASP projects. Now, how do you, position yourself? Positioning yourself, I'll just talk about the first points there because of the time. LinkedIn is a social media site for job professionals. You have to create a LinkedIn profile, make it strong by, putting your skills, whatever you are doing, document your journey, document your training, make use of this platform, make it interactive, comment on people like minds when they write something knowledgeable, share your opinion, share your ideas. And, it works with some kind of algorithm that the more active you are, then the more people are able to find you easily. So we also have attend workshops and hackathon, apply for entry-level roles, internships, network with professionals in the field. So this is just a little roadmap that I've used with some people and it has worked for them. So first 3 months, learn the basics of networking. From these platforms, it guides you, it takes you hands-on, not just learning theoretically, but learning practically in 3 to 6 months hands-on labs. Then 6 to 12 months, start taking certifications, start replicating what you see people doing in open source online, and start putting out job applications. So to recap the steps to start the career, like I stated, you have to learn the fundamentals, you have to, make your mind ready, understand the skill, understand the job path you want to go into. And basically, it's about having very strong fundamentals. And also, in the field of cybersecurity, you have to keep on continually learning because AI is evolutionizing. The world is changing, new things are happening every day, research is going on, developments coming up here and there. So you have to keep yourself abreast with what is going on out there. What is Microsoft saying? What is Google saying? What is Dell? What are some of these giants in the tech industry? What are they working on? You also have to, and talking about the future of cybersecurity in Nigeria, we can say that it has its challenges, and the more cybersecurity awareness we're able to provide to people to let them know that these opportunities exist, these kind of jobs are out there. There are people out there, doing good on the internet to catch the bad guys, to prevent the bad guys from causing harm on the internet. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stephen. This is such an impactful presentation. I feel like
Okay.
transitioning to cybersecurity already. I don't know for you or if you are a salesman, you have sold cybersecurity like, I don't know, Jordan Belfort. You sold cybersecurity to us. It shows that you are really a renowned person in the industry. Maybe tomorrow I will come and enroll in your class or anything so that I can trust. I hope it's not too late for me.
No, not at all, It's not
Sure,
too late,
sure.
but you are also a professional.
Sure, I want to transition. This cybersecurity is sounding so sweet in my ears. The way you have broken it down, network layers, firewalls, manage. Oh my God. I was so blessed. I was so blessed. So we have a
Why
couple of,
hacking?
yeah, we have some questions. My
Okay.
co-host, if you have questions, you can also speak. You can unmute yourself. If you're a co-host and you have questions, you can ask. He is an oracle. He is a cybersecurity oracle. So I call him the oracle because he knows everything when it comes to cybersecurity. So we have one question from Mr. Nelson. He says, I'm a self-schooling cybersecurity enthusiast. I have taken a lot of courses on the basics. I need mentorship and possibly intern roles, basically on pen testing, digital forensic, and identity access management.
Okay. To what this question to answer this question from a perspective, actually,
Just
you have picked
briefly,
in
sir.
you have picked in so many areas already. You have brought in penetration testing, you have brought in identity and access management. So it's a little bit, you have to actually specialize. You have to choose which one you really want to specialize on. That is where it starts from. If you know what, for example, when you talk about penetration testing as a job, what does a day look like in the life of a penetration tester? What does it do? How often? What does he interact with? What are some of the tools and methodologies he has to work with? If you know this and you think, oh, this is not so good for me, it's so boring, then you can also look into the digital forensics and incident response. But then, joining all this together, no, you have to, take it a little bit easy on yourself and, look at what the job description looks like. For example, to be practical with you, you can go on Indeed, put the job title, penetration testing or red teaming, and search. Look at what cuts across 5 job adverts. You will find some similarities in these job adverts. And when you find the similarities, then you can really look into yourself and look at how much you match with this skill. And if you think it's not something you really want to, you can improve your skill on it. But if you think you want to also check for other two, the identity and access management, it's also a specialization that you have to look into. But yes, like Mr. Stevens said, there's provision for mentorship, and we can always go further from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the answer. There's this mistake that newbies always make. They want to learn everything. You want to learn the incident management, incident access management. That is a whole lot, even in the cloud. And you want to do cybersecurity, but you just have to take it easy on yourself because there's so much for you to learn, even in just being a pen tester or being a SOC analyst. Okay, there's another question from Benedict Anyabe. He says, does cybersecurity require coding like Python, Java, and the likes? I believe you already spoke on this while making the presentation. Yeah, it does. Not all roles require coding, and not coding at the level of being a software developer, just for you to be able to read code and interpret code and see what is being written.
Yeah,
Okay,
like just to say something quick about that. Like I stated during my presentation that not all cybersecurity roles involves coding. So we have the technical roles, we have the security audit, we have sometimes it's not even about coding, it's just about, scripting. We don't really call it coding, we call it scripting. So it's just about creating some simple automation. It's not necessarily about like a full stack or like a back end of no, no, no. It's just scripting, just learning something, automating tasks. So yes, it's possible for you to learn, but then you can also, get roles that are not coding related.
All right, thank you. All right, there's another question from Blessing Ndoko. This person is asking, can this cybersecurity be studied in business or computer center? You know the idea business computer center we have in Nigeria, right?
Because I do, I'm a
Okay, cyber
Nigerian.
cafe. Mhm.
Yeah, actually, no knowledge is lost. To start with, no knowledge is lost. Introduction to IT business, IT applications, it also starts from there. There is no one way into the market, right? So having fundamentals of computer, of IT, it's not a bad way. But then um, having access to the computer itself at the business center, having access to the computer with internet, you can have access to platforms where you can get to learn cybersecurity concepts for free. So looking at it from that perspective, yes, even on your mobile phone, your smartphone that you are using, not necessarily the business center, there's this app called Cybrary, CY, like library, but Cybrary. You can download, they have a software application where you can get to learn cybersecurity concepts even for free. So necessarily not, you don't even have to look at the concept of the business center. You can also start from your mobile phone. So I guess this answers your question.
All right, thank you very much for the answer. There's another question from Favored. She said, I am currently learning with TryHackMe
Okay,
for a month now.
okay.
Hope it's a good platform to start for a complete beginner.
Oh, it's an excellent platform. I mentioned this platform when I was making my presentation. Please, you just have to continue because you don't, just last month, TryAcme released a certification called the SAL1. So Security Analyst Level 1. Like when you're able to learn and meet all the fundamentals to have acquired that certification, it actually prepares you for the job market. So having hands-on, passing that exam alone, when you go for the interview, you're able you're able to smash the interview because of not just the theoretical knowledge, but the hands-on experience you have from TryAcme. So yes, it's a very good platform.
All
Please
right,
continue.
thank you very much. Just continue. All right, there's a question from Kehinde. See,
Okay.
the question says, what part of cybersecurity is related to ethical hacking?
That's where we have the penetration testing. We have the red team. Actually, we have blue team, which is the defensive side of cybersecurity. We have the red team, which does with the penetration testing and ethical hacking. And we have the purple team, which sits in between. They have both the technical skills and they will both play both offensive and defensive. So the red team, ethical hacking falls under the offensive side and the red team. So that is where it falls under.
All right, thank you very much. There's a question from Esther. How can one go about the subcategory of security analysis in cybersecurity?
Subcategory. Well,
Security analysis. How can one become a security analyst in
okay.
cybersecurity?
Yeah, like we talked about it, we have trainings, we have online platforms that have um, straightforward laid path learning. For example, like we just finished talking about TryHackMe. If you can go on tryhackme.com, get registered, select that you're a beginner, and they're going to bring you the fundamental courses for you to take. From the fundamentals, you have the junior security analyst part. You take that part, you're able to pass it. You have the SOC analyst level 1 training, SOC analyst level 2. So we already have the training. And when you go on Coursera, for example, we have IBM certification, we have Microsoft, we have Google Cybersecurity certification, depending on your preference. So if, for example, if you choose the Google Cybersecurity certification, all the courses have been tailored there from the beginner to the professional, from the easy to the hard. So it's just about you picking one of these platforms and following it through, both theoretically and hands-on. And this can get you to being a professional security analyst.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe that's all the questions that we have. Okay,
Yeah.
regarding the all right, Kehinde is asking another question. She said, aiming towards red teamer, does it need a knowledge in front end, back end, or what courses are best for it?
Tima. Sorry, can you read the question again?
You say aiming towards red teamer. You say something about red team or
Yeah.
something like that.
Those,
Does it
okay.
need knowledge in front end, back end, or what courses are best for it? I don't.
Okay. Talking about the red teamer, yeah, red team is offensive side of cybersecurity. Now, you have to first of all understand what does this red teamer, what do they do? What is the offensive side? What do they do? What is their job? What are they there for? So they are there to, look out for vulnerabilities, look out for loopholes within the web application or within the mobile application. So if they are able to, look for the vulnerabilities, look for the vulnerabilities in the code, then they are able to, bring this to the knowledge of the mobile app builder or of the company, and this can be fixed to prevent unauthorized access. And there are tools that are being used to, carry out this testing, this ethical hacking. There are tools that are being used. So it's just about learning the tools, learning the techniques, learning how these attacks, what are attacks, what are frameworks. And like I said, you have to go through tailored training. There are platforms like I said, Try Hack Me. If you go for the offensive side, the red teaming, you also have these trainings one after the other. It will tell you about the various softwares that are being used, the Metasploit, Bobsuit, so many of them. We have them. I can't remember all of them right now, but we have Metasploit, Bobsuit, we have SNYC, so many softwares. But then it teaches you at each level how to gather information, what information do you need to get, what software do you need to use. So this is just a summary of what it entails. But then to get the training, like I said, you can make use of the platform, and also we have the mentorship program where you can get to choose and follow through to the training. I hope this answers your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Uh, we want to ask about mentorship because many people have asked about mentorship, and there is a WhatsApp group that has been circulated on the chat. So I would appreciate if you can join the group because we are going to segment the people to their different career paths. Like we have a software developer yesterday. We had some people who were very much interested in going towards software development. Today we have a cybersecurity expert, Dr. Steven. So it's from those WhatsApp group that we do the segmentation. So I will encourage you to join the group. Thank you so much, Dr. Steven. Hopefully,
Thank you. Thank you.
regarding the mentorship, before you leave, regarding the mentorship, please, can you give us some of the criteria that you use in picking people for mentoring? Because I know that I've been requesting for you to mentor me in this cybersecurity since for a while now. You have been, I know the criteria that you have given me. Please, what criteria are you giving the participants so that these participants can also have the expectations and be able to meet these expectations so that they can join this mentorship after the end of this program?
Basically, we talk about the seriousness and willingness to learn. So if you are, keen on learning and you are serious about, getting these skills, of course, these are the paramount things, because, your consistency is going to help you through. If you're not going to chicken out along the line, maybe it's getting tough and you think, oh, I can't continue anymore. No, that is not going to be entertained. But if you are ready and you think you are ready to follow through to the end, I think that's the basic requirement from my own end. I think Mr. Steven can take over the rest.
Okay. All right, all right. The WhatsApp group has been sent. I hope you can see it. I'm going to send it to the chat again, so you can join the WhatsApp group. All right. It's been a wonderful session today. I'm sure that you learned a lot. Me, I learned a lot. I learned so much myself because Dr. Stephen and Dr. Chibuzor have really graced us with an impeccable presentation, and they are still in-house. That's the reason why we have the mentorship as well. Tomorrow is going to be a packed section. Tomorrow we are going to go into data. I myself am a data analyst, a data engineer, and all that. So we'll be delving into data tomorrow. We also have a renowned software developer tomorrow who is going to be having a section with us. So we have a migration expert because I know that most of you all here want to migrate. You want to Japa. Most of us want to Japa. So we also have that. We also have project management. Some persons are interested in project management, which is a very lucrative career. So we also have that coming up. So the next sessions are going to be so impactful. If you think today's session was impactful, just wait for tomorrow's session because tomorrow's session is we are going to go from glory to glory. We are going to go from grace to grace. So regarding the recording, these meetings are recorded. So if you join the WhatsApp group, we can send you the record of this meeting so that you can also play it and replay the presentations, which will be good for you because sometimes you
Sorry,
will.
please. Sorry, please. I cannot find the link to the WhatsApp group. Sorry. The link to the WhatsApp.
Okay, I think it's on the chat. Let me send it again. Uh, it's on the chat. Can we see the link now? I want to get a
Yeah, thank
notification.
you. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
see. Yeah.
All right. Join the WhatsApp group. All right. Okay. Like you've heard from Dr. Steven and Dr. Chibuzo, the criteria for being part of the mentorship is your seriousness, which is you have to attendance to this program from beginning to the end is very imperative, very, very important because it shows that you are very serious about your career, and that will also give you the opening to coming into their world and being their mentee. So I don't know, Mr. President, do you have anything to say? The President of Southern Nigeria Youth Congress. I hope you all know that this program is brought to us by the auspices of Southern Nigeria Youth Congress, which is a socio-cultural group of the Southern Nigeria, looking out for the Southern Nigerian youths. Mr. President, do you have anything to say before we close the meeting for today?
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to appreciate you, Stephen, Dr. Stephen, and Dr. Joseph for an impactful session. I was thinking about going into data analysis, but because of what Dr. Stephen said, maybe I'll consider doing cybersecurity.
Me, I'm
I
going
want
to
to
cybersecurity too.
we'll meet up there. So thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who took our time to be a part of this. Like Steven said, tomorrow will be very much impactful. And I look forward to hearing from my brother Steven. So I'll be coming with my own daughter. Steven, I'm waiting for you tomorrow. Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Good
All
night.
right. Thank you, Mr. President. All right. Good night. You can join the WhatsApp group. From there, the conversation continues. Good night, everyone.